I thought my marriage was perfect until a shocking betrayal revealed the truth about my family. Can love survive the ultimate test? In the heart of a bustling city, Alex Thompson sat at his kitchen table, a steaming cup of coffee in hand, reflecting on his life. He had been married to Rachel for 7 years, a marriage that once felt like a fairy tale but had recently morphed into a tangled web of confusion and mistrust. Together, they had a charming daughter, Lily, who was the light of their lives. Alex, a devoted husband and father, often found solace in the small moments, reading bedtime stories, teaching Lily to ride her bike, and sharing laughter over breakfast. Yet, there was an undercurrent of tension in their home, a quiet storm that seemed to grow with each passing day. Things began to change when Rachel, a vibrant and ambitious woman, started spending more time at work. At first, Alex was supportive, believing it was just a phase of her career, an opportunity to climb the corporate ladder at the marketing firm where she worked. However, as the weeks turned into months, Rachel's late nights and sudden weekend plans became frequent. She would often come home exhausted, offering vague explanations that did little to quell Alex's growing unease. One evening, as Alex prepared dinner, he noticed Rachel's phone buzzing incessantly on the counter. It was a simple, innocent act, yet the nagging feeling in his gut intensified. When Rachel returned, he casually asked about the messages. Just work stuff, she replied, brushing it off with a smile that felt a little too forced. Alex wanted to believe her, to trust her completely as he always had, but doubts began to creep into his mind. Months went by and the distance between them grew. Rachel started planning frequent outings with her friends, a group he had never met, while Alex encouraged her to maintain her friendships. A whisper in his mind questioned why she felt the need to seek solace outside their home. The unease transformed into paranoia, fueled by late-night conversations he'd overheard and the subtle changes in her demeanor. She became more secretive, her laughter a little too carefree, her excuses a little too rehearsed. One night, after a particularly tense dinner, Alex decided to confront Rachel. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. "Can we talk?" he asked, his voice steady yet tinged with apprehension. They sat on opposite ends of the couch, the air thick with unspoken words. "Is everything okay?" Rachel asked, her brow furrowing slightly. "I'm just worried about us," he admitted, his heart pounding. "You've been distant, and I don't understand why." Rachel sighed, her shoulders slumping. "I'm just busy, Alex. Work is demanding, and I'm trying to balance everything. I'm still here, aren't I?" "Physically, yes," Alex replied, "but emotionally, I feel like you're miles away." Rachel's eyes darted away, and for a brief moment, Alex thought he saw a flicker of guilt cross her face. "I'm doing my best," she said defensively. "I need to unwind sometimes." But Alex wasn't convinced. The next morning, he found himself at the local coffee shop, staring at his laptop screen, but unable to focus. He felt trapped in a nightmare where trust was slipping through his fingers like sand. With every late night and every suspicious glance at her phone, he felt more like a stranger in his own home. As he stirred his coffee absent-mindedly, he overheard two women at a nearby table discussing infidelity, their words laced with bitterness and heartbreak. The conversation made his heart race. He didn't want to believe Rachel could be capable of such betrayal, but the seeds of doubt had taken root. He needed answers, and he knew the only way to find them was to confront the truth. That afternoon, while Rachel was out with friends, Alex made the impulsive decision to hire a private investigator. It felt like a betrayal of its own, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he was living a lie. He met with a seasoned investigator named Tom, who had years of experience in uncovering marital infidelities. As he shared his concerns, Tom listened intently, nodding occasionally. "I'll follow her for a few days, see what she's up to," Tom assured him, his voice calm and professional. For the next 3 days, Alex's heart raced with every text notification, every moment Rachel spent out late. He would check his phone incessantly, anxious for updates from Tom. The investigator assured him that he would be discreet, capturing every moment without drawing attention to himself. Finally, the day came when Tom called Alex, his tone serious. "We need to meet. I have something to show you." Alex's stomach dropped as he rushed to the investigator's office, every step feeling heavier than the last. When he arrived, Tom had several video clips ready to share. The first few clips showed Rachel laughing and drinking with her friends at a bar. "This looks harmless," Alex thought, feeling a flicker of hope that maybe he was wrong. But as the videos progressed, hope turned to horror. Rachel was seen dancing closely with a man, her laughter ringing through the air, carefree and unrestrained. Alex's heart sank further when he saw her lean in, whispering something in the man's ear, their chemistry palpable. The final video showed a scene that shattered Alex's world. Rachel and the man were in a dimly lit corner of the bar, their lips locked in a passionate kiss. The room spun around him as disbelief coursed through his veins. The woman he loved, the mother of his child, had been unfaithful. With a heavy heart, Alex returned home, his mind racing. He had always prided himself on being a calm, rational person, but the betrayal felt like a dagger to his soul. When Rachel arrived home that evening, she was in high spirits, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing inside him. "Hey, how was your day?" she asked, a bright smile on her face. Alex's heart was pounding in his chest. "We need to talk," he said, his voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside him. They sat down in the living room, and Alex took a deep breath, steeling himself for what was to come. "Tom followed you over the last few days," he began, his tone unwavering. "He recorded everything." Rachel's expression shifted from confusion to dread. "What do you mean?" she stammered. Alex pulled out his phone and played the videos, watching Rachel's face drain of color as she realized what he had done. The silence that enveloped them was deafening, the weight of betrayal hanging heavily in the air. "Why?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Why would you do this to us?" Rachel's defenses crumbled as tears streamed down her cheeks. "I was lost, Alex. I felt suffocated by work and life. I didn't mean for it to happen." "That's not an excuse," Alex replied, his heart breaking for the woman he had once loved without reservation. "You shattered our family. You shattered me." In the weeks that followed, the couple navigated the tumultuous waters of heartbreak and betrayal. Rachel admitted to feeling overwhelmed by her responsibilities, caught in a cycle of self-doubt and desperation. She had turned to someone else not out of love, but as a misguided attempt to escape her reality. Alex struggled with the duality of his emotions, the love he still held for Rachel and the intense hurt that gnawed at him daily. They attended couples therapy, where they peeled back the layers of their relationship, exploring the issues that had contributed to Rachel's infidelity. She revealed her insecurities, the feeling of inadequacy that plagued her, and how she had sought validation from others. Through tears, Rachel expressed her regret. "I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted to feel free again." Alex, too, had to confront his own shortcomings, the ways he had unintentionally contributed to the distance between them. He realized that in his efforts to provide for their family, he had neglected the emotional connection that once brought them together. They spent countless nights talking, rediscovering each other, and navigating the complex terrain of forgiveness. Months passed, and while the pain of betrayal lingered, Alex slowly began to see the possibility of healing. They rebuilt their relationship, brick by brick, learning to communicate more openly and honestly. Alex found strength in vulnerability, and Rachel learned to express her feelings without fear of judgment. As they grew closer, they also faced the realities of their family dynamic. Lily, their bright-eyed daughter, had sensed the tension at home. During one family dinner, as laughter filled the room, Lily suddenly asked, "Are you and Mommy okay? You seem different." The question struck Alex hard, a reminder of the impact their struggles had on their child. They both reassured Lily, promising her that they were working on being better, not just for themselves, but for her too. It was a turning point for Alex and Rachel, a moment that reinforced their commitment to healing as a family. One sunny afternoon, they decided to take Lily to the park, a place filled with memories of laughter and love. As they walked hand in hand, Alex felt a sense of hope budding within him. The journey had been long and fraught with pain, but they were slowly finding their way back to each other. Sitting on a park bench, watching Lily play, Rachel turned to Alex with a soft smile. I never want to go back to where we were. I want to keep moving forward. Me too, Alex replied, squeezing her hand. We can make this work. Together. In that moment, as they watched their daughter laugh and play, the weight of the past began to lift, replaced by a fragile but growing sense of hope. They realized that healing wouldn't happen overnight, but they were willing to put in the effort to nurture the bond they had nearly lost. As the weeks turned into months, they established new routines that focused on connection and intimacy. They started having weekly date nights where they would explore new restaurants, take dance classes, or simply enjoy a quiet evening at home, rediscovering the joy of each other's company. They made it a point to share their thoughts and feelings openly, creating a safe space where vulnerability was welcomed instead of feared. During one of their date nights, Rachel surprised Alex with tickets to a concert of his favorite band. As they swayed to the music, the rhythm pulsing through their bodies, Alex felt a warmth in his heart that he hadn't experienced in a long time. Rachel's hand intertwined with his, and for the first time since the betrayal, he felt a flicker of trust rekindling. Thank you for this, he whispered, leaning in close so she could hear him over the crowd. It feels good to be here with you. Rachel smiled, her eyes shining with gratitude. I want to keep making memories with you. I want us to be stronger together. With each passing day, they began to reconnect not just as partners, but as friends, sharing dreams, fears, and aspirations. Rachel opened up about her career ambitions, and Alex became her biggest supporter. He encouraged her to pursue her passion, reminding her that she was capable of achieving greatness without losing sight of their family. As summer approached, Alex suggested they take a family vacation, a chance to create new memories and break away from the routines that had weighed them down. They decided on a beach destination, a place filled with sun, sand, and laughter. Excitement buzzed in their home as they planned activities, packing bags filled with beach toys and sunscreen, looking forward to the laughter that awaited them. On the first day at the beach, Lily squealed in delight as she ran toward the water, her laughter mingling with the sound of crashing waves. Rachel and Alex watched her with adoring smiles, their hearts swelling with love. They joined her, splashing in the surf, building sandcastles, and savoring the joy of being a family again. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, they set up a picnic on the beach. The waves lapped gently at their feet as they sat on a blanket, enjoying sandwiches and fruit. Lily's eyes sparkled with joy as she recounted her favorite moments of the day. Can we come here every year? She asked, her voice filled with hope. Alex exchanged a glance with Rachel, a silent understanding passing between them. Of course, sweetheart. We can make it a tradition, he replied, feeling the warmth of his family surrounding him. As the sun disappeared, they settled in to watch the stars twinkle in the night sky. Rachel leaned against Alex, resting her head on his shoulder, and for a moment, the world felt perfect. It was a reminder of the love they had for one another, a love that had endured through trials and tribulations. Back at home after their vacation, they continued to nurture their relationship. Rachel began attending workshops on personal development, while Alex focused on his own passions, rediscovering hobbies he had put on hold. They encouraged each other, celebrating small victories and supporting one another through challenges. One day, as they sat on the porch, watching Lily play in the yard, Alex felt a wave of appreciation wash over him. You know, I never thought we'd come this far after everything, he said, glancing at Rachel. Rachel smiled softly, her eyes reflecting the warmth of their shared journey. Neither did I, but I'm so grateful we're still together. It's a reminder that love can heal if we're willing to work for it. As the seasons changed, so did their relationship. They attended couples therapy regularly, where they continued to explore their feelings, fears, and hopes. Alex learned to voice his insecurities, while Rachel practiced being open about her struggles. They found strength in each other, creating a foundation that felt more solid than before. One afternoon, as they prepared dinner together, laughter filled the kitchen as they playfully argued over the right way to chop vegetables. In that moment, it became clear to both of them. Their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face it together. A few months later, Rachel surprised Alex with a heartfelt gesture. She had written him a letter, detailing her love and appreciation for him, reflecting on how far they had come. As he read her words, tears filled his eyes. "I never want to take you for granted again," she wrote. "You're my partner, my best friend, and I'm committed to us, no matter what." As Alex finished reading, he felt a wave of emotion wash over him. He set the letter down, pulled Rachel into a warm embrace, and whispered, "I love you. Thank you for fighting for us." With renewed commitment, they began planning their future together. They talked about their dreams, from travel to starting new traditions with Lily. Alex proposed a family project where they could spend time together and strengthen their bond. They decided to create a garden in their backyard, a symbol of their growth and renewal as a family. Over the next few weeks, they transformed the space, planting flowers and vegetables, working side by side. Each seed they planted represented a piece of their journey, a reminder that, like their love, relationships require nurturing and care to flourish. Lily delighted in the process, excited to see the fruits of their labor. As they stood in the garden one evening, watching the sunset, Alex turned to Rachel and said, "This garden feels like us, full of life and potential. It reminds me that we can grow, even after the hardest storms." Rachel nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I feel the same way. We've weathered so much together, and it's made us stronger." As they continued to nurture their relationship, Alex and Rachel found themselves not just as a couple but as a family. They embraced their imperfections and celebrated their strengths. Together, they created a home filled with love, laughter, and understanding. One crisp autumn evening, as they prepared for Halloween, Lily excitedly picked out costumes and decorations. They carved pumpkins together, giggling as they made silly faces, their laughter echoing through the house. It was moments like these that filled Alex with warmth, reminders of how far they had come and the love that had been rekindled between him and Rachel. On Halloween night, as they walked through the neighborhood hand in hand, watching Lily run from door to door, collecting candy and spreading joy, Alex and Rachel shared a knowing smile. The weight of the past had lessened, replaced by a sense of unity and purpose. Later, as they settled in for the night, Alex turned to Rachel and said, "I feel like we've truly turned a corner. I'm proud of us." Rachel smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "Me too. We've worked hard to get here, and I want to keep building our life together." With those words, they curled up on the couch, wrapping each other in warmth, feeling the love that had blossomed anew. The challenges they had faced had tested their bond, but through vulnerability, honesty, and commitment, they emerged stronger. In the months that followed, their family continued to grow. They celebrated milestones together, from birthdays to anniversaries, cherishing the time they spent as a family. Alex and Rachel learned to appreciate the little moments, finding joy in the everyday routine of life. One day, as they sat in the garden they had nurtured together, Rachel looked at Alex, her eyes shining with love. "Do you ever think about the future?" she asked softly. "Every day," Alex replied, taking her hand in his. "I envision us growing old together, surrounded by love and laughter." Rachel smiled, her heart full. "Me too. I want our love story to be one that inspires Lily." As the seasons changed and life continued, they faced new challenges, but they did so together, united in their commitment to one another. They learned to adapt, grow, and embrace the journey, finding strength in their partnership. In a world that often tested their resolve, Alex and Rachel stood firm, knowing that love was not just a feeling but a choice they made every single day. Through laughter and tears, through heartache and healing, they found their way back to each other, building a life that was vibrant and rich in love. As they embraced the unknown together, they understood that while the past may have shaped them, it did not define them. They were the architects of their own future, and together they could weather any storm. As the sun set on another day in their lives, they sat together on the porch, hand in hand, ready to face whatever came next, together.